Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's topic is going to be why you should not run a K&N air filter on your ATV, side-by-side, or off-road vehicle, especially if you are going into deep water and you do not have a full snorkel kit. Actually, even if you do have a snorkel kit, do not run a K&N air filter. Now, if you watch my previous video, you will know that the XP1000 is down and out right now. It has some kind of engine damage. Most likely, I smoked the bearings, the rod bearings on it, because the last ride we did, my girlfriend got stuck with the 850. It took on water in the engine. I went ahead and pulled her out with the winch, and I took her home in neutral, and on the way home, I went through a deeper puddle than I should have gone in, okay? And I had her behind me towing her with the machine in neutral, and basically my machine took on water because I was stuck attached to her with the tiger tail, and because of that, I was stuck and I was not going anywhere. I could not water wheelie like you would normally to get out of that situation, in which I would have been fine if I was not towing another ATV. But since I was towing another ATV, it kept my machine down in the water, and my machine took on water pretty bad. The same amount as this machine, okay? So the same exact situation happened, but my machine, the XP1000, I was running a K&N air filter, and guess what? More debris got into the motor because of that reason. Now, I've had both valve covers off, and I've looked inside the engine, and I can tell you that this here is spotless. That OEM filter that Polaris puts in here, it is a good filter because it will save your motor, okay? If you take on water, it will, filter out the silt and the debris and the crap that's in the water that makes its way down the crankcase tube. So if you have a K&N air filter like I do in my machine here, the XP1000, all that debris and silt and crap gets through the filter when you saturate the air box and the air box is full of water. It's going to get through there, okay? It did. And I saw all sorts of debris inside my motor, inside my valve cover stuck to it, all over that rocker box in there where the cam is. It was covered in crap. So it cascaded a bunch of crap down this tube all over my motor. And that's why when I start this thing up, it runs. Okay, but there's a lot of vibration, and then when it warms up, it starts overheating at about 210 degrees, which is not normal for this machine. Okay, it starts screeching. So there's a serious issue, and I'm not going to run it or even start it up until I get the motor out and start taking things apart and inspecting each and every component of the engine and see what I need to do. Most likely it's a rod bearing, and hopefully that's it. I didn't bend any connecting rods or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead pretty soon, once I finish up some work on the Corvette here, get the supercharger finished up and put back on the car. I gotta get this project with the Vet kind of going before I start taking apart the ATV and starting another project. So my word of advice is keep that stock Polaris filter if you plan on going into water, because it will save your motor. Firsthand, I saw it. Both machines, like I said, took on water the same day, same conditions, and I got unlucky. Okay, I was towing her out, and I'm the one that got kind of screwed out of the whole deal. But I'm glad I have one machine still up and running so I can do work on the property and still have some kind of fun. But I need to get this done and get this guy back up and running, because my machine, I like to use it a lot. So, but that's my word of advice. I would not swap out your air filter, snorkels or not. Keep that Polaris air filter. It's insurance against, damaging your motor if you do take on water. Now, even if you don't have snorkels, it's still possible when you go through water that the machine becomes unbalanced and uneasy and tips over on its side and can take on water. So even in the stock setup, the stock configuration, it's very possible for you to take on water. So it doesn't have to do with you going, willingly into deep ass water and getting, stuck and taking on water. but it can happen to anybody. So keep that OEM filter. It's good insurance. That's kind of my 2 cents for this video. But I wanted to make this video because I just recently did a complete overhaul. I changed out the oil and everything, put a new filter on the 850. When I came home from being stuck, I drained all the fluids in the ATVs, okay? And there was a severe milkshake in this one, especially because we started this one up and ran it the most. I ended up towing it out in neutral, but that one had the least amount of milkshake. The water actually was separated from the oil in the crankcase, so when I pulled the plug, you could see the separation. The water came out first, and then the oil. But I highly recommend trying to tow yourself home and not doing anything in the field, because you will possibly hurt your motor if there's anything inside of it. So the best way is to basically tow it home in neutral somehow and start taking stuff apart, valve covers, see if there's any crap in there. You know, flush it down from the top down with fresh oil and let it drain down through the actual drain hole and replace the filter. And just basically flush the engine. It will save your motor if you're able to tow it out of there in neutral. Obviously, go ahead and drain the air box, open up that cover, and pull the plug. But go ahead and check out my last video. I talk about how to deflood your machine. So I kind of go over tips and tricks to, what to do in the field. But like I said, the best option is honestly to tow it home and bring it back to your garage or your home or your shed, where you can actually do some work on it properly with lighting. You can hose it off and it's not filthy full of sand and crap, because it's very easy to get stuff inside your the crankcase if you start taking off spark plugs, checking your oil level and shit like that. You're going to end up getting sand and crap in there, and you could blow your motor. So that's going to be it for the video, guys. I just want to make a quick video. I have another video coming. I want to do an extension for this. I'm going to rotate this 180 degrees so these are pointing back, and then I'm going to extend these up and out to extend my snorkels, because I do not want this to happen again. So I'm going to have kind of some mid-height snorkels, maybe come up to here. The water that I was in only was up to about here. So if I had snorkels up to here, right about the top of the headlight pod, I would have been fine. It didn't have to be anything super tall. If I had anything, it would have saved this machine. But when I get some time, I'll go ahead and take it apart and see what's wrong with it. I'll try to make some videos about the whole process if I can. But that's going to be it for today, guys. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions or comments, please place them right down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead and do so. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.